Right.
No, are you going to New York and Washington?
I'll be in New York, I think, for one game. So as of now, it's the plan, yeah.
Obviously, win or losses has not good. How are you judging the season in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, look, it was obviously, I think that's the ultimate judge of a baseball team's wins and losses. But for us as an organization, I said it from the get-go. You know, this is a transitional year for us to learn as much as we possibly could about this organization. And that's from, every single level. I spent some time going through the minor leagues, each level, and seeing our prospects and players that we've acquired, players that have been here before in the past, and watching some of these guys that we have here in Miami for the first time. So, at the end of any season, I can say it from when I was a player, whether you win or lose, you sit back and you assess and you see how you can get better, and we'll do the same thing when this year's over.
What's the most positive thing that's happened? What's the headline? The positive thing?
The baseball side? We're happy with some improvements that a lot of our prospects have made, especially in the minor league system. We've acquired a lot of prospects. We're happy with our draft picks. They've all been promoted. And you watch, like I said before, I kind of like to watch when guys struggle, because everyone's going to struggle at some point. I think you can learn a lot more about a player when they struggle and how they handle themselves and how they get out of little ruts that they may be in, both individually and collectively as a group. So I spent a lot of time getting to know the players that we have on the field here at the major league level, like I said. But I'm hopeful and looking forward to continued progress.
Derek, Marlins is going to represent the Marlins in the series in Japan.
Is he?
Does that mean that he's going to be back in 2019? And what do you think of the adjustment?
Is he going to be back in 2019? He's under contract. Yeah. Did he say something? Is he going somewhere? Yeah, no. It's a great experience for Donnie. I don't personally know if Donnie's been over there for this before, but it's a great experience for him to go over there for a short period of time, and I'm sure he'll probably bring his family, but get over there and see another baseball culture. So yeah, I'm all for Donnie doing that.
Derek, how much have you been able to mold this organization so far into what you see it or foresee it in the future?
We got a long way to go, man. It takes some time. Like I said, I've been preaching patience. I'm finding out I don't have much of it. But we're making progress and we're taking steps in that direction. But look, it's an organization that have been broken. We have to fix that. And that takes time. I'd like for it to happen overnight, but that's not just necessarily the case. So we've done a lot of great things. We've improved in a lot of areas, but we have a lot that we need to improve on.
Can you mention some of the young guys that have been able to get some time? How important is that as an organization? Because a lot of organizations aren't calling up their guys at the end of the season. What do you think that is?
Well, I mean, I said in spring training that the best players that we have in this organization are going to get an opportunity to play in Miami. And, competition is big. I'm big on competition. When I was a player, I felt as though I was playing and competing for my job every single year. That's the mindset that these guys need to have.
Do you think it's going to take longer than you thought?
I'm sorry?
Is this going to take longer than you initially thought it would?
You don't know how long I thought it would take me. No, I knew it was going to be a lot of hard work. We had a lot of things that we needed to improve on. I think sometimes you have to get into an organization and start looking under the hood before you actually realize what needs to be improved upon. But hey, we're going to get there as soon as possible.
Do you think that next year the team would need to win more games for them to be successful for you than they won this year?
You always want to improve. You want to improve. I mean, ultimately, like I said, that's how an organization is judged on wins and losses. We sort of look at the big picture, the things that we needed to fix when we got here. But yeah, no question. I mean, no one's happy. No one should be happy with the number of wins that we have. Up until this point, even if we run the table, then to the end of the year, you shouldn't be happy. You have to look at, I think self-evaluation is huge. It's huge as a player. It's huge as a manager, a coaching staff, an ownership, front office. You have to look at ways that you can improve.
The fans will probably look back on the trades, especially with the Christian Yelich trade, as he's taken it a little bit to the next level. When you look back on that trade now, did you guys kind of see that coming? Or
well, Christian's a great player. I mean, everyone will tell you that. He had a lot of great years here with the organization. Look, we're happy with the 4 players that we got back, and we feel as though they're going to play a big part, big roles in the future of this organization. So that's how I look at it. We wish them the best. I mean, I don't know Christian personally, But yeah, he's continued to improve as a player.
Derek, alluding to those tough decisions early on, how tough is this now coming to the end of the season? How tough are the decisions going to be going forward here with staff, with players, with the organization?
So I'm sorry.
How tough is it going to be to make these decisions now, evaluating and stuff moving forward?
Anytime you evaluate and make changes, look, change is difficult. I've said it. Sometimes it's necessary. A lot of change is necessary in this particular situation. And moving forward, I'm sure there'll be more changes. That's just the nature of the professional sports team. So those changes are always difficult if and when you have to make them.
How has your sense of the market with the attendance issues here evolved since you came on board? What you thinking at the end of the season here?
Yeah, look, that's something we need to improve upon. We're making an effort to start marketing and promoting to the surrounding communities here and getting them in the ballpark. One thing that we're happy with is just under 60% of our members have renewed going into next season, which is way above the pace that we're at last year. So we're happy with that. I've spent a lot of time over the last almost year going out and getting to know people and telling them what our plans are here as an organization. Like I said before, we have a lot of corporate partners. So people I think they're giving us an opportunity to show that we're going to turn the corner with this organization, but we have a lot more to prove.
Is that tough to do with the situation you are in a build, as you all call it, or rebuild as most people call it? Is that even tougher to do to get more fans here?
I'm sure, I'm sure it is, but where we're starting from, right? We have the way we can go is just up. But we're investing a lot of money as an ownership group in the capital improvements into this park. We said our fans are extremely important to us. A lot of changes we weren't able to make going into this season, obviously, but we're going to be making changes to the park moving forward. And fan experience is something that we're paying a lot of attention to. We're trying to capture the energy, the culture, the diversity of Miami and bring it into this park, which is not easy to do, but we want when our fans come in here for it to look like Miami, smell like Miami, taste like Miami. People really have a great experience. So we're looking forward to some of the changes.
The international signing market, how active do you think? You seem well positioned with your allotment. How do you think that could go in terms of
players? It's a priority. It's a priority for us. We've acquired some international money through trades. We'll continue to do that. That's a big area of growth for us as an organization, is being able to do that. We're making some changes to our academy down in the Dominican. We're going to build a new academy down there. So we're investing a lot in the international market.
In a couple of weeks, maybe you will scout the Victor Mesa brothers. How is the real interest of the Marlins in the Mesa brothers?
I've never seen them. I think a lot of people haven't seen them, so I know that they've been declared free agents recently, and I think there's probably 30 clubs out there that are interested to see them work out, so we're one of those teams.
If you can reach a deal with Real Muto, do you think that would send an important signal to the fan base here that things are different about the direction the franchise is heading?
I don't know. Look, JT and his representatives are very, very aware of how we feel about him as a player. Any conversations that we may have will be private conversations. But yeah, I've been very vocal about how I feel about him as a player too.
And at some point you want to start keeping the good players, right? That's what hasn't been happening here for a long time.
Yeah, of course. We'd love to keep all the good players. So we'll see what happens.
Most important, any news on the sculpture front?
Any news? No, there's no news. From ever since we started, I think it was before we actually took over the organization, my opinions or so-called opinions of the sculpture have been public when I hadn't said anything about it. So there's nothing to report.
Derek, would you say are there more pitching prospects than offensive as you look at the talent, as you're kind of gauging this year in terms of what you need going forward?
You're talking about here in Miami? Or
with the Marlins and the organization. Yeah.
It's a good question.
Coming up.
Yeah, it's a good question. We're excited about some of the pitchers that we have. I think some of the pitching prospects are closer to Miami than maybe some of the position players, but you never know what may happen going into next season. Guys may surprise you like it happens every year. Some guys may prove that they're ready to go. But look, the bottom line is, pitching is what helps you win, pitching and defense. That's why I constantly talk about us drafting athletes. We want to have the best defense out there that we possibly can and have the best pitching staff. But at the same time, you have to score runs. So I think we're excited about prospects that we have both on the pitching and position.
How would you say the
more
state
guys.
of the pitching is?